Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Ratliff, and you're watching Paul's Railroad. Welcome back, everyone. I know it has been a minute since I've uploaded a video. The summer projects have taken over my life, and I haven't been able to carve out much time to work on the layout or on anything model railroad related, actually. Um, but I don't know if any of you have ever done any kind of YouTubing or any kind of vlogging at all. It can be very addictive, and I've been having this urge to get a video done for a little while now. So it's a Friday evening. Some things have been caught up with outside, so I've carved out a little bit of time to come down here into the workshop. Now, this video tonight, we are going to finish where we left off. Last video series that I did was showing you how to design, and we printed out a tunnel portal and a tunnel liner in N scale, but I never finished it. But that's going to change tonight. Tonight we're going to get it finished. This video is going to be a little bit different than my other finishing videos for the other items that I have designed, some of my other buildings, etc. I'm not going to go through step by step showing you how I apply the paints and the washes and everything. That can be found in all my other videos that I have done. I'm not going to be doing much of anything new with this video. What I am going to do, however, is I'm going to show you the tools that I'm going to use and all the materials that I'm going to use to get to the finished product that we want. Um, but as always, guys, if I go over something that you don't understand or you want a little more explanation, message me. You can message me on YouTube. You can go to Facebook and check out me on Paul's Railroad at Facebook. You can message me through Messenger through there. I love talking to you guys. I love the interaction. So please don't be afraid to drop me a line, say hi, or say, hey, how did you do this? If I get enough questions about something, I'll go back and I'll show you how I did it. So without further ado, because you guys have waited long enough and I appreciate your patience, let's get started on this tunnel portal. All right, folks. Here is pretty much everything I'm going to be using to paint and finish these here tunnel portals. It seems like a lot, and it is quite a bit of stuff, but you don't need to have all of this to do this. I'm just lucky enough to have a nice supply of paints and some nice tools. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, since this brick pattern is so small and the mortar joints are so tiny, I don't want to use a paintbrush and try to paint in the mortar colors, just because I'm afraid it will pool and glob in there and not look very smooth. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a white paint. It does not matter which brand or what color. It could be an off-white, regular white. I just grabbed this wicker white here. It is a cheap acrylic. All of these in front of you here are all cheap acrylics. Anyhow, I'm going to take this white paint and I'm going to thin it down with this isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to run it through my airbrush to paint these white to get into all of the mortar joints. Um, in conjunction with using the isopropyl alcohol, the white paint, and the airbrush, I'll be using these tools over here. I'll be using this little pipette type deal here to get the isopropyl alcohol out so I'm not making a mess. I will at first put it in one of these jars with the paint, the white paint, and shake it up until I get a consistency that I want. After that, I will take the white paint isopropyl alcohol mixture, strain it through the strainer into one of these other jars. These are very important steps to get your airbrush to work properly. As a matter of fact, after I get done with this video, I think my next video is going to be showing you guys how to use these inexpensive acrylic paints with an airbrush. I've had a lot of guys ask me how I'm getting them to work well because they have a lot of problems with them, and they can be problematic. Okay, anyways, after we use the airbrush and get everything painted white, next step we're going to do is we're going to use sponges. Just like I said, just a household sponge or whatever, tear it apart, little pieces. And I'm going to start with these paints. I'm going to start with my brick red paint here. Then I have different colors of rust red, and I've got raw sienna and burnt sienna and burnt umber. And I might even go into a gold, yellowish gold, and an orange. And these are all going to be dry sponged on. Very, very dry and very um, light layers. The heaviest colors, of course, are going to be your dark brick colors. So I want this to be an aged looking tunnel from like the 1940s, 1950s. I may not even come in with these two colors here, the gold and the orange, but we'll see. Well, once I have the brick color down to where I want it, I'm going to come back with this gray here. This happens to be a medium gray. You can use any color. I mean, you don't even have to use gray. You can use whatever you want to. This is your model, but I'm going to use a gray. I'm going to come back and I'm going to paint the headers and the tops of these pylons or posts or whatever these are called, and this tunnel opening itself, the gray color to represent cement. Okay, once all that is painted, once everything is nice and dry, we're going to come back with a black, and we are going to thin this out with water. I mean, we're going to make this super thin, and we're going to give this entire tunnel portal a black wash. Now that will do several things. It will get down into all these mortar joints and tone down any white that we have to make it look like it's dirty. But we don't want to do so much that we turn it black. We got to be real careful. That's why we're going to thin that out quite substantially. So once we are done with doing that and these again dry, we will take the brushes here and our chalks. And I'm probably going to stick mainly with our grays and our black chalks to make, smoke pattern going up through the entrance and down through the top of the tunnel liner itself. It could be, from old steam engines or even new diesel engines that are throwing smoke. And the other two tools you see here in front of us are a pair of forceps that I'm going to probably use to hold the sponges since they're so small. Now, however, excuse my not being able to use the English language, if you do not have forceps, I mean, you can still use your fingers. I may end up doing that myself, or just a pair of tweezers to hold it. Especially if I'm going to tell these up even smaller. So these are all the tools and all the supplies that we are going to use to do this. It doesn't take a long time to get this done. You're going to be spending more time waiting for the paint to dry than anything else. But the nice thing about these acrylic paints is that they do dry quite quickly. Okay, so now we have shown you what we're going to be using, the tools, supplies. Let's get these things started. Let's get these things painted. All right, folks. The tunnel portals are finally finished. It has been a minute, hasn't it? As I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, I again apologize for my absence. Summertime was here, lots of chores to get done outside. Fall is fast approaching, however, so hopefully we will be able to get back into the train room and continue working on our layout. As far as these tunnel portals go, I know I went through all of the painting and weathering very quickly in this video, and as I had mentioned, I did that simply because all of these techniques that I used, I have shown in previous videos. If, however, there's something that you saw that you need further explanation on, or whatever, you can always message me here on YouTube, make it on a comment, and I will get back to you. Or if you would like, you can follow me over at Paul's Railroad on Facebook, and you can message me through Messenger there, and I'll get back to you through that means as well. Another point I want to make out just real quick here for you guys who are getting into 3D printing, have a 3D printer, or think about getting one. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but all of the designs that I show on my channel, I sell the files for them on Cults 3D. I don't charge an arm and a leg for these files. Some people charge crazy amounts of money. Mine are dollars, literally, and you can print as many as you want. So if you guys would like to buy a file and give your own hand at doing printing these particular portals, go on over to Cults 3D. My name over there is Sandy Creek Designs. That's what I go by on Cults 3D. So head over there and check it out. With that being said, guys, I want to again thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for your patience for waiting for me to get back onto YouTube here, getting these videos started back up again. And as always, take care, and I will see you next time.